Turkey asked the European Union to open the way for Ankara's accession to the bloc before it approves Sweden's bid to join the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Kirby Trinidad has more.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan urged the EU to revive talks for Ankara's membership to the bloc after the country's bid to join has been frozen for years. After nearly a half-century-long relationship, talks for Turkey's EU membership were finally launched in 2005 under Erdoğan's first term as Prime Minister, but have been frozen for years. Ties between Ankara and EU member states soured several years ago, especially after a 2016 failed coup attempt in Turkey, but have improved since. Ahead of his departure for the NATO summit in Vilnius, Erdoğan urged Brussels should clear the path for Ankara's accession to the European Union before his country approves Sweden's bid for NATO membership. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said while he supports Turkey's bid to join the EU, as far as he was concerned, Sweden had already met the conditions required by Ankara to join the alliance. Ankara, on the other hand, maintained that Sweden has not done enough and accused the Nordic country of sheltering people it considers as terrorists. Turkey is also an influential NATO ally, while its role in the alliance has constantly increased since the end of the Cold War. NATO had been aiming to admit Sweden to the alliance before the summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, which kicked off this week. But disagreements with Turkey, as well as a Quran-burning incident in Stockholm last month, hurt the Nordic country's chances to gain Ankara's favor to ratify its accession. Reporting from Sweden, this has been Kirby Trinidad, SM9 News.
Thank you very much. In the United Kingdom, a month-long police operation targeting those who are linked to growing cannabis were arrested. The successful operation involved 11,000 officers from all 43 police forces in England and Wales, as well as the National Crime Agency and Immigration Enforcement. Liviana Esguerra will give us more details.
More than 1,000 cannabis farms have been raided by the police across the UK, with plants worth £130 million seized and around 1,000 suspects arrested. This is after a month-long research and investigation by the police. Cannabis farms are found to be the cash cow for organised crime gangs who are also involved in other offences such as money laundering, Class A drug smuggling and violence. Throughout June, police located and searched large-scale cannabis grows to disrupt organised crime groups, or OCGs, and their legal revenue streams. Steve Jupp, the National Police Chief's Council lead for serious and organised crime, explained that organised networks involved in cannabis production are also directly linked to other serious criminality, such as Class A drug importation, modern slavery, and wider violence and exploitation. He then further explained that the operation has successfully disrupted a significant amount of criminal activity and that the intelligence gathered will help inform future law enforcement across the country. Some of the data published showed that across the southeast, the following results were achieved. 58 warrants carried out, 11,941 cannabis plants seized, 43 arrests made, 25 charges, £15,990 seized. In Surrey, 6 warrants were executed and 8 arrests were made in relation to cannabis cultivation, and approximately 450 cannabis plants were seized. Nearly 200,000 cannabis plants with an estimated street value of between £115 to £130 million were seized, along with £636,000 in cash and 26 kilograms of cocaine. Of those arrested, more than 450 were later charged. National results from Operation Mile included 1,013 warrants and searches, 182,422 plants seized, worth an estimated £115 to £130 million, 967 arrested for offences including cannabis cultivation, money laundering and weapon offences. 20 firearms seized, £636,000 in cash seized, 26 kilograms of cocaine seized, with a potential street value of £1 million. All 43 police forces across England and Wales, working with regional organised crimes units, ROCUs and partner agencies, dedicated resources enterprises to target the criminal networks involved in cannabis production and other serious criminality. On the other hand, cannabis factories are also considered a local threat. The buildings can cause unlawful obstruction of electricity, fumes, water damage, and a risk to fire. Moreover, the UK police asked the British public for cooperation and that anyone with information about a potential cannabis factory or drug dealing can contact the local force online or via 101. The links between serious crime and those involved in cannabis cultivation are clear, with the drugs trade fueling gang violence as groups compete for territory and look to hunt out their opposition. Reporting from London, this has been Laviana Esguerra, SMNI News, United Kingdom.